For all that is tuning in, welcome to another episode of Food for Thought. I'm the host that goes by the name of James Hatcher, and I thank you, attentive listeners, for joining me. Also joining me are the special guests who will be introducing their music and giving us their insightful perspective on the influence that music extends. As for WPPM 106.5 FM, Philadelphia Philly Cam Radio, and Philly Cam TV, Philly Cam consists of a collective of individuals that unify their ideas, talents, and contents to reach the multitude within the community and share their awareness through media. So, in this episode of Food for Thought, the theme of the topic is self appreciation that has a cause and an effect on the rest of the world. To some individuals, self appreciation is enhanced by being inspired to perceive society that share the interests, goals, and purpose of being and is self evident with its own unique way as an admirable process to build and compile generational wealth. Raising awareness that in a world where there is a commonality of preservation, part of the expectation of community to sustain themselves in a successful and appreciative manner is to proclaim and live by the uniqueness that each member in society has for themselves, which as a result will be an additional contribution into the upbringing of future generations. And that is the food for thought of this episode. Now we will take a short music break and return with the special guests.
I'm tripping a lot, about to blow my mind. But it's gonna be alright. It's gonna be okay. 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 Get to the bag like every day. Pray to the racks like every day. I'ma get to the either way. I told my mom it'll be okay. Told my baby it'll be okay. I told my partner we'll be okay. I ain't nothing like the hating in the face. I get so can't feel my face. I know you hate me and I hate myself too. If you was in my shoes, you wouldn't know what to do. I take these days of pain. I hate this, it don't feel the same. But it's just all part of the game. It's gonna be okay. 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 Get to the bag like every day.
Once again, we're back, and I would like to say that it will be okay, which was the song. And joining me are two active influencers who music production has not only its own rarity of sound, but also compels the listeners to indulge in deciphering the message within its content. So, with respectable consideration, I welcome you and grant you the opportunity of introducing yourselves.
Man, RicyRax, live in effect. We here. WPPM 106.5 FM.
Yep, alcohol here. Just want to say thank you for having us.
All right, and I'm glad that you're here. I thank y'all for showing up and everything like that. So, let me ask y'all first: how did y'all meet each other and get involved into the music together? Are y'all related or?
No, so I met Ricky probably about almost 5 years ago through mutual friends, and
Okay.
we both kind of bonded over our love of music. So yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. All right. So, what genre do you consider your music to be?
It's like alternative rock star rap.
Rockstar rap.
Hmm.
So you're influenced by both avenues. Which one did you used to listen to first?
It was definitely rap for sure. It's
Okay.
it's always been rap, but like heavy rock influence from my pops.
Oh, okay. Is your pops a rock star?
Yeah, he definitely is. Shout out to my pops.
Oh yeah. Is he a performer?
Nah,
Oh, okay. All right. So, and with you, what kind of music do you consider your what kind of genre do you consider your music
I
to
think
be
it's
project? Even though I know y'all work together.
yeah, I think it's very dependent on who I'm working with, but generally, I know it's kind of a cliche answer, but it's really whatever I make. I
Oh,
kind of just whatever mood I'm in, and usually I just kind of go with the flow of what music I'm making. So I usually don't go into producing or making a song with a specific genre or idea. I
okay.
kind of just let it flow, and
Okay.
at the end, then I kind of
Okay.
decide. Yep.
Okay. So, which one of y'all are both of y'all performing artists or music producers? Which do you consider yourself to be, and which one do you consider yourself to be?
I'm a recording performing artist.
Okay.
I would say I am as well, but less on the performing side. So I do kind of do my own music, but I prefer to do more production based stuff. So
Okay.
yeah,
So you do both.
yeah, I do both, but I lean more on the producer production side.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So although there may be plenty of music artists and producers with the particular genre you promote, what distinctive qualities that you feel like you have that sets you apart from the rest?
You go first.
Okay. I think for me, what kind of sets me apart from other people is first just I just love music. So at the end of the day, like I know I'll make music until I die. Like it's just a part of me. It's something I love. I love creating. I just love being artistic in kind of every facet. So personally, it's just I love music. So it's just a dedication to the craft.
And that makes you feel like you that sets you apart.
Yeah, I
That's
feel
your
like
distinctive
100%. I feel like a lot of
attribute.
people, and I mean it's fine. A lot of people look at music more as a status thing or a gain thing, but for me, it's just like I just wake up with songs in my head and I just like to get them out. So it's like
Okay.
it's a part of me more.
Okay, I
So
feel you.
yeah, I guess authenticity. Yeah.
Okay.
What sets me apart is just the energy I put into this, man. Real star power, and like I don't just talk about it, I do it for real.
I
So that's
got
all.
you. I got you. All right. So, you being as a producer and a music artist for musical compositions, do you ever listen to other artists or producers in order to not sound like them? And if so, what is it in their music that compels you to do something different?
I don't really be thinking too much about it, man. I just like he said earlier, like it's all about my mood. I might be influenced by Future. You mean like it don't matter. Like I just go into it and freestyle everything. So whatever's on my mind, I don't think too much about influences and all that. But it definitely has a part that takes from it. Like there's a lot of influences from everybody, everything you see in the world. So it's like there's influence in everything. No one can say they weren't influenced by nobody.
Good answer.
Yeah, I would say going off that, it's personally, I as he was mentioning, like I just make whatever. I just kind of follow through with it. I don't really pay too much attention to what other people are saying. I mean, also in the producer world, we sample a lot of stuff, so sometimes I'll grab inspiration from sampling. But in general, when I make a song, I usually at least not consciously try to copy anybody else's stuff. But as he was saying, like we all draw inspirations from every little part of life. So at the end
Okay.
of the day, it's kind of hard to say anything was truly original. We're all inspired by other people. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, our influences
Hmm.
ricochet off of each other,
For
basically.
sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what type of an environment or weather do you like to be in to have you in the mood to write or produce your music? And do you ever be in a certain mood, but write songs or produce music that may denote another kind of mood that may be opposite of the mood you're in at the time? And for what purpose?
I really like to record at night, man. I'm a vampire for real. Like at night, that's when I really like to record. But it don't matter. I record anyone, anytime. But it's like I definitely gotta be in my zone. Like I'm a night person for real. That's all I gotta say. I like to record at night.
Okay.
I don't know. It really just depends. Like sometimes I'll make music in the morning. Sometimes I'll make it at night. I think it definitely does have different tones depending on the day. Um, but yeah, kind of based off whenever I just get the inspiration and the creativity, that's when I kind of go for it.
Okay.
I've tried to sometimes like set a little bit of time apart every day to work on it,
Mm-hmm.
but it usually just kind of falls like at night or
Mm-hmm.
there's not really a specific time. Yeah.
Okay. So, what about like, do you ever write or compose like a production that's based off a mood that you're not like in at the time? Like you might be in a certain mood, but you have the drive or the notion to compose a song about another mood. Like, you might be happy, but you might not be like all lovey dovey but you can write about relationships. And for what purpose would you think that you would write, a song in another type of mood?
I don't write nothing. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
I don't write nothing. If anything, what I do is like like all throughout the day, I'll be thinking of stuff in my head. Like I said, I freestyle everything. Like I just be talking. Like so, if I'll think it'll be a thought in my head, but it'll be a bar. I'll just put it in my phone. But besides that, I don't write nothing.
So if you got a good thought,
I'll
even
put it,
if you're on a train and you see like a beautiful
put it in my notes
female, you put it in your notes.
for sure. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So I feel like a lot of times if I'm like super stressed, I'll kind of make whatever, but I do feel like I don't know. I feel like if you're kind of in an emotionally not unstable, but like an emotionally vulnerable state or like you're going through something,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it definitely resonates in your art and kind of has that more of that passion. So I feel like that definitely affects it, but I don't know. I don't think like particularly I put my mood into like I don't particularly am in a happy mood and try to make something sad. Like it just
Okay.
kind of flows through me,
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And that just keeps you in that authenticity.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So I would like to hear a song from Cahal
All right. Let me
and
get it
everything
started.
like that. You can actually if you have a song that you have you can introduce it and we'll be back once again.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so this song is it's an original composition. It's just an instrumental called Smokey.
Smokey. All right. So once again, you're listening to WPPM-LP. You're about to listen to Smokey from yours truly, Cahal. All right, we are back, and you just listened to Smokey.
Yeah, you
Okay,
got it.
yeah. Well, that's a good song. It's a good travel song. Matter of fact, I like the video. How'd you come up with the video aspect of it?
Well, so that instrumental, I don't know, it always just kind of gave me the like aesthetic of like early morning. I don't know, something about the sunrise, like I kind of always associated with that song. So for the video, actually I went on just like a copyright free
Okay,
website and just got some free footage and
okay.
put it as a visualizer.
Did
I
you
feel like it worked.
create that instrumental during the sunrise? Is that gave you the motion?
I actually don't even remember when I created that, but afterwards I was just like looking at visuals and like how to kind of associate it with something, and I don't know, it just gave me definitely the feeling of like an early morning sun rising
So it
aesthetic.
just
Yeah,
comes out. Your music just comes out at any time,
yeah, pretty
any
much.
given time. When
Mhm.
it's like too quiet, is that when it really comes out?
Yeah, I
You
would say
think?
so.
Yeah, because being quiet is too loud to me.
Even me
Mhm.
It's
too.
too quiet.
Yeah.
All right. So, do you think a self-taught artist and producer can be just as potentially more successful than an artist or producer that may have attended school? And what do they have to do to be successful? What can be the possible benefits or setback of both?
Listen here, kids. You don't need to go to college to do nothing in life, but stay in school though. But anything you learn in college, you can learn on the internet. That's all it is. But what it really is just experience, emotion, and just learning from your elders. You feel me? Like we all need to learn from each other. So don't ever act like you're too good for some knowledge, or that you know it all, because then you can't get put on game. But that's all it is for all. You just gotta learn.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say I mean there's pros and cons to both. I think the issue now is there can be a lot of schools that are pretty expensive, but at the end of the day, I think it's about the person. If you're willing to kind of go make connections and, as he said, just do new experiences, you can gain those technical skills. I feel like college definitely gives you a leg up though, however, with connection wise. Kind of like anything, that's the big part of it, is
Okay.
kind of getting you into connections, but you don't necessarily need that. You can be just as successful if you're willing to kind of put yourself out there a little bit more, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
So if you're able to read, if you're literate, you think you can go into a store and just, see like an equipment and just get the equipment and then just keep playing
Just
with it.
learn it. Yup, for
Just
Yeah.
keep
sure.
playing with it. Like, what's this do? What's this do?
Yeah, I would say like it's really just about anything, not everything in life, but majority like skills, or it's just about time. So if you
Hmm.
put your time into
Mhm.
music, you're gonna see a reward come out of it,
For
even just
sure.
personal growth, you know?
Right.
So it's kind of the
Okay.
beauty of it.
Anything you put your mind to, you can accomplish.
Yeah.
Okay. So self-taught is the best teacher,
For sure.
basically.
But nah, you gotta learn from people as well though. But you
Mhm.
gotta learn for yourself first.
Right. Okay. What two things have you noticed and appreciate about yourselves in regards to your growth and evolution within your experiences as being an artist and producer from the time that you started to write and produce to the present age?
I just appreciate everybody around me, all my people showing love, supporting me, never giving up on me, believing in me. And you gotta do the same for yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, no one else is going to believe in you. So it just takes some time, but the thing about it is just never give up. So I'm just happy that I never give up, and that was never an option in the first place. I already knew I was gonna be here. I
Okay.
seen this happening.
Okay.
Seen this.
Yeah, I would say going off your question, I would say pretty much it's just about learning, like kind of what he was saying. I feel like the beautiful part about music, or really any art, is just you're growing and learning, and then you could always look back and look at your progress and be like, wow, I didn't even realize how much better I got in the past year. But you just look up one day and you're like, oh wow, all this hard work and time that you put into the craft is kind of paying off.
Okay.
So yeah.
So, is there anything specific that each of you notice about yourselves, whether it's the writing, producing, on stage performance, that you could look back at and then see the big difference?
Yeah, one thing for me is I just learned not to care what people think. I don't
Okay.
care what people think at all.
Okay.
I'm just gonna do what I want to do, and if you like me, then you rock with me. If not, then it's cool. You'll hop on eventually. It takes time.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say more is just about learning, like as I was going off before, and kind of what he was saying. I mean, it's learning the difficult part with music is, as we mentioned, like inspiration. Like we all get so inspired by other people. So I feel like learning not to kind of play into the trends or what's going on and kind of focusing on yourself, it definitely takes time and growth to be like
Right.
just to trust in your own music, you know. So
Right.
that's kind of me, like what I've really learned is just to trust in my own music, you know, and stop
Okay.
second guessing it. Because once
Okay.
you second guess it, just that's when, you know, you start losing interest and you start not making genuine, authentic music. So yeah.
Exactly. Okay. So, speaking of music, I would like to get into another song, and I think the listeners would like to as well. So, would you like to introduce a song, Mr. Ricky Rax?
Yeah, man. Let's start with that. Let's start with that flex up.
Yeah, flex I'm next Yeah, flex yeah. Cause I'm next and we going flex flex, 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 flex. They say I'm next keep a shooter with me, and he gonna blow. And we in a trap, always stay on go. That boy broke, ain't getting down. That you stay on, so I had to let it go. Yeah, I flex, They say I'm next, so I flex, yeah, I flex, They say I'm next, they say I'm next, She like the way that I do this. She like, damn, boy, you're too legit. She like, damn, you put that shit on, and she gonna take it off. Yeah, I flex up. They say I'm next, So I flex up. So I flex up. Yeah, I flex up. Yeah, I flex up.
All right. So once again, you're listening to WPPM-LP Philadelphia, Philly Cam Radio. And the name of that song again?
Flex up. You
Flex
heard?
Up. Well, you really got to flex with
You
that
got
song. That's
flex
a
up.
rowdy song. You got to
I
be
mean, it's
careful.
summertime. We
You got to be
outside.
careful listening to that song, either driving or
Super.
walking. I like it though. It's hyper,
Yeah.
you know. Okay, so um have your longevity in regards to the collection of works you have made in the music world uh gave you inspiration to get into other ventures in media, and what is it?
Yeah. Later down the line, I would like to get into acting. I want to get into like creative directing and all types of stuff like that, like styling, just all forms of art and like the entertainment field. Like I want to get my hands into a little bit of everything.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say before I even really started getting into like production, I was really invested in photography and visual art. So like that's something I've actually always loved doing. I mean, I have kind of been more focused on the music side of things, but
Okay.
I really enjoy like making edits, doing visuals, kind of just playing around with visual art and photography. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So you were acting and you were photography. So with that, when you decide to get into acting and manifesting that for yourself, uh, would you direct it and be an actor in it and incorporate your music in it?
Yeah, that's the plan. We're gonna do it 100% all the
Yeah.
way.
All right. I can see that.
Yeah.
And for you, how would you run how would you incorporate the photography into your music?
A lot of it would be like I would like to kind of start shooting more stuff just around the city, other places, and kind of make edits and kind of incorporate my like my beats or production or music into it. So
Okay.
kind of like a visual. I did one before. It's actually on my YouTube. It's like a visual album where I
Hmm.
kind of took like different footage and I made a soundtrack to it. So I
Okay.
enjoy doing that. My like kind of my dream with that is down the line to kind of relating to him is make music for movies and stuff like that. Like that's
Okay.
one of my main. I really want to get into that, and that's why I love visual art. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. I like that. Okay. So, what is your perception on the mentality of modern music artists and producers of this era that release music in your same age bracket as you compared to music in the past era? Is there a recognizable difference in the delivery of messages within the song between the songs of the present and the songs of the past? Do you anything is different between the type of genres that you listen to and the message within it? that you could see that you could relate in the past to the music in the same genre in the present?
I feel like it was different back then. Like nowadays, there's not too much substance in the music these kids be talking about. It just be like it's just like gangster, but it's different though. Like these new gangsters, it's different. I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. It's
Okay.
different. There's not too much subject, and it's sometimes it'd be like there's no meaning to it.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, art is art. So it's like if you make any art, you're gonna convey your own message, which I respect. But yeah, I mean, I just feel like social media. There's a lot of people who just sound the same, do the same things, copy the same things because it's just like trendy or cool. And it is what it is. Like I said, if you make music or any art, at the end of the day, you're making art, and I respect it. But
Okay.
I do feel like in the older days, it was harder to make music, but it also meant that there was kind of more substance.
Okay.
So I feel
So
yeah, so I feel like because everybody is able to make music now, it's like there's just a bigger volume of
Mm.
people making music.
okay.
Yeah.
So what would you think it would take in order not excluding y'all, but what do you think it would take to get back into that type of essence where there is some type of content or some type of thought projected into the music? What would it take?
I don't even know, but what I will say is everyone and their mama can't rap. Sometimes you gotta just, you feel me? It's over. It's too saturated now.
Okay, yeah, you think too many people's
Too
trying
many
to
people,
make that
yeah. Tell
escape
your
route.
mom stop rapping. It's over.
Try to make an escape route. Okay, all right. And what do you think it would take?
I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of great underground like I don't know. It's always been going on. There's like mainstream music, which is
Okay,
more focused on, just generating profits. And then there's like real good underground artists. So it's kind of how the music business always has been. But I do feel like people need to understand that I feel like everybody's creative and everybody's passionate, but sometimes, music might not be your passion. You may be better at photography, visual art,
right.
clothing, designing,
So that's a good thing to
yeah.
bring up the underground compared to like the main
Mhm.
media. So what do you think that a lot of the underground artists may possibly do that separates them from the uh, main media,
I would say, well, it's
or
just
what you
been,
would think that was main media?
yeah, I feel like underground artists it's like mainstream artists, they follow the same formula because they
Hmm.
know it works. Like it's gonna become a big hit. It's gonna go on but underground artists are kind of not afraid to experiment and follow their creative passion. And they're at the point where they don't have like a huge team behind them kind of telling them what to do. So a lot of
Okay.
times, yeah, you'll see like people's underground stuff is a lot more genuine,
So do you
you know.
think that that's what makes them underground, or is just what a lot of the main media show? Because when I listen to underground too as well. Um, do you think that it could be just as big of a population of listeners that listen to underground music compared to like the so-called main media? Do you think
Yeah,
that there's a just as many individuals that listen to the underground,
for sure. All
and it's
all
just
my
like the
people listen to
information?
underground music.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we don't like. I feel like all my people, we don't like. You won't hear us playing like stuff to be on the radio. I mean, besides like a couple artists, like the ones everyone loved, Future, like Young Thug, all them people. But it's like we all listen to underground artists.
So how do you find the underground artists?
You gotta be tapped in if you know, or someone gotta put you on, or it can just be random. You can just be it can be like you go on SoundCloud one day just playing anything, and you hear something. It's like, oh, what's this? What's that? And then
Okay.
you just tap in.
Okay. Or what about like the open mics or like the local
That
areas
too, for sure.
performances and
Yeah,
stuff like
all
that?
that stuff.
Is that where they be like
Yeah, they be there
at?
for sure.
Okay, okay. All right. So yeah, and then what kind of venues do you think would be good for a music artist or a music producer to involve themselves in to get the most out of networking?
I would say, oh, do you want to go?
Now you go ahead.
I would say any venue, anywhere, like anywhere there's creative people were I mean, obviously, there's levels like if
Uh-huh.
you're playing at a huge theater
Okay.
or there's a performing act going on there and you get the opportunity to perform, obviously you're going to reach more people. But I think just in general, going to any venue or going to any networking event, any open mic is just beneficial to you as an artist because not only do you hear other people's art, but you're able to actually connect with the artistic community, which is like they're really the people who will support you, and that's where you really will find other artists to connect with. So I would just say to any artists, any producers, like just get up and go to these networking events, and it'll help you out a lot.
Okay, so do you think what's involved in do you have you went to a lot of these or have you went to any of these networking venues?
Yeah, so I've been to a decent amount. Like I said, not as much as I really should, because that's really how you connect. But for a while, I was kind of organizing like creator days
Okay,
when I was working at this one studio, and we'd just have a bunch of different people come in work. So
okay.
I'm looking for another space, but yeah, I just love to do that because it just gets all these different artists,
So
producers.
okay, so people come in and then they display or they
Yeah,
show. Okay, speaking of, so what when you're traveling, what type of equipment do you use? I know you said if you're out in the crowd and your music comes out in the thought, you could put it in a notepad or you freestyle it and stuff like that. But if you don't have the equipment and you have a thought, then you go to your notebook, right, or your notepad and you just lock and your thoughts or whatever like that.
Yeah,
Is
pretty
that
much. Yeah.
okay? And what would you do if you're out in the open and you're not into a solidified recording studio?
I mean, it just really depends because a lot of my inspiration, like it'll be a song I heard or something that I'm
Okay,
like, ooh. So I'll probably write down the song. Other times, like I have done this on occasion, like if I have a melody in my head, like I'll go to voice notes or something. But
okay. So do
yeah.
you have an example that you could show us here?
Oh yeah.
At the radio station. What would you do as far as like if you come up with a beat? Like
Yeah,
what would you do and how would you do
for
it?
sure.
Okay,
Yeah, so I use FL Studio.
okay.
I use the older version. I use 20 just because I don't know. I don't feel like really updating it. I like what I like.
Okay, and so what is FL Studio?
So FL Studio, it's a digital audio workstation.
Okay,
Pretty standard. A lot of people who are starting out use it because it's cheap. You
okay,
can get versions online free, and it's just kind of it's an easy way to get introduced into the music
okay,
world. And there's a lot of information about it. But
okay.
yeah.
All right, yeah. So just explain to us as you're going along what you're doing and what sounds are you incorporating in.
Okay. Yeah, so I already kind of had just a little bit of a drum pattern laid out,
Okay,
just to kind of make it a little quicker. But
okay. So you're formulating a production here. So all the listeners, this is his.
yeah,
this
this is an
is
alcohol
his. Yeah,
exclusive. Yeah,
exclusive.
yeah. So usually,
It's
I'll,
already stamped.
yeah. So I'll break it down, just kind of from the drum level. So I just had some quick. You hear this is just a kick.
Okay,
Actually, I'll turn off the other stuff. So this is the kick.
and you're gonna freestyle this.
Yeah.
Okay,
This is the kick.
let's go.
Like I said, I kind of have some of the drums already laid out. So then that's the kick, and then you add a snare.
Okay,
So that's what that loud that keeps the beat going. Then we'll add some percussion, something like that. Let me see. And then these are like percussion.
okay,
That
okay.
yeah. And then I'll add some. I kind of had a little bit of this already formulated, but
Hmm.
what I'll do live is I'll add some of the melodies.
And see, all this that you're putting in is automatic, right?
Uh,
I
uh,
mean, like the timing and everything, like that's just natural. Like,
yeah. So I originally I learned like the actual instruments I started out on were like drums and guitar.
okay,
So I kind of have a pretty good natural rhythm, and
okay,
I've been kind of able to translate that into especially the rhythm part of making
okay.
beats. But
So, how would you add? Like, what type of rhythm would you add with what you have
yeah.
here?
So this is what we got so far. This is basically just the
Okay,
backbeat, the drums. So
okay,
then what I would do next is I use a thing called Expand. It's just
okay,
like a digital instrument, and I'll just go through some sounds,
okay.
something like that. I don't know. Maybe we need something more full. Let's see.
So, is that like just basically pianos or
Yeah. So like
different
this is what they call like
keyboards?
a music pad. So it's kind of like the atmosphere background sound.
Okay,
So let's see. If there's something like
okay,
that. Yeah.
okay,
This is kind of like a choir sound. So let's see. We'll add.
okay,
So let's see. Um, and sometimes I use a keyboard, but other times I just prefer to use the actual laptop keyboard.
okay.
Doesn't
So, if an artist came in and you're playing the bass line, like play the bass line, and RicyRax and I, we come in
Yeah.
and we're listening to the bass line. So play the bass line.
Oh yeah, I actually haven't put the bass line in yet.
Okay.
Yeah. But let me see. So what I'll do is I'll play like usually what I do.
So
is,
that's not the bass line.
no. So this is
What do you consider that?
so this is just pretty much the drums.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's not really too much bass in
Okay.
it.
Okay.
But yeah, so then I'll just like listen to the drum. This is kind of the drum pattern.
Okay.
Nothing crazy, pretty
Okay.
simple.
Okay.
And then I would add on. So this is kind of like a choir.
So would you give RicyRax and I as like you don't have to cut it off. You could keep it playing while we're doing it. But would you give RicyRax and I wouldn't even know what to name myself right now. RicyRax. I'll just call it I'll call myself just Jay. All right, so RicyRax and Jay, we come in the studio. So would you give us a selection of like different sounds, like the keyboards and stuff like that? Like, what if he wants the keyboards, and what if I want like a different sound? Are you able to?
So yeah, I mean, it all depends. Like, it all depends if you're in the studio working with somebody, and what I would do is I would just play around with sounds, and I'll be like,
would you put the sounds in and just, we have to go by it, or would you?
No, I would basically I would just play around on keys, play a melody,
Okay.
and if the person I'm with is like, oh, I like that,
Okay.
then you add it in.
Okay.
You kind of work with them and craft it.
Okay.
We do have a little bit of a time constraint, so that's why I wouldn't do kind of like that freer form.
Right.
But yeah, I would do something like that. I would play it, and if they're like, "Oh, I like that sound,"
Okay.
"Oh, I like the way the
Okay.
drum hits," or if they're
Okay.
like, "Actually, can you take that out?"
Okay.
It's nice. I feel like working with a artist in the studio as a producer definitely is a
Right.
leg up because you get automatic feedback. Yeah.
Okay.
But this is what we got so far. I'm gonna add just a quick melody in here. So this is kind of like a choir sound. So maybe if we did something like that, something like that. Pretty simple, like kind of just like two chords. And
So is it easy to play the keys on like the laptop when you're getting those different tones than if you're in in front of a keyboard? It's like, what's the difference?
honestly, for
Is
me,
it easy to play the same way?
honestly, for me, like it doesn't matter just because
Okay.
I'm so used to playing on the actual like laptop keyboard, so it really doesn't make a difference.
Okay.
I feel like if you have an actual keyboard though, you can definitely get a wider range of sounds.
Okay.
But
Okay.
personally, for me, I like to just use the keyboard when it's not
Oh,
it doesn't
okay.
really matter. Yeah.
All right. All right. So in relation to present, thank you.
Yeah,
And
no
what's the
problem.
name of that program again?
Yes, this was just kind of a quick introduction to FL Studios. If
Okay.
anybody's interested, anybody wants to get started using beats, I would recommend it.
Okay.
A lot of information on YouTube. You can also find pretty cheap versions online. So yeah, check it
Okay.
out. FL Studio.
Okay. All right. I appreciate the little tutorial. Okay. So, in relation to presenting your music in the public arena, what sound advice can you give the music artists that could possibly be listening to this discussion on how to keep a balance of not only making music enjoyable, but making the music memorable, whether it is setting to perform, a design on a music flyer, the music video, or even offering an online blog with other musicians? What do you suggest that they can do to have the community appreciate them and even offer them opportunities for their appearance? Like, what would you suggest for artists to do to have more of a community impact?
Just be yourself.
Hmm.
Just be yourself, man. Put your all into everything that you do. Like, you gotta put all your energy into this, like, or it's not gonna work. Like, you gotta really like want this for real. Like, that's all it is. You gotta just really want it. So everyone's starting off, just put your all into
Okay.
this. That's the main thing.
All right.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, in terms of getting like involved in your community, it goes back to like, don't be afraid to network. Don't be afraid to reach out to new artists. And yeah, I feel like if you are in your community and you're kind of active in it, like going to different venues, going to open mics, networking events, even just walking down the street and being like, oh, blah blah blah, just talking to people. It's kind of the best way to get involved with the community. And then more people will know your name. They're like, oh, I met this guy, and then they'll help you out. I feel like that's the nice thing about the artistic community. The more you get involved, um, just the more opportunities there are, you know.
Right. And I like what Ricky Rack said, just be yourself.
Just be
You
yourself.
yeah, just be yourself
And you
because
gotta do things that you don't want to do. You know, like you gotta do that stuff that looks corny, like he said, walking down the street and like all that. Like, but it's if you really want it, that's what you gotta do. It's like, you feel me?
Yeah.
That's you gotta do that.
Yeah, it's scary. It's like it's weird
You
to
gotta be uncomfortable.
exactly. That's the major thing, being uncomfortable.
oh wow. But do you think that self appreciation would bring the uncomfortability
It
the
makes
more
it
you do it?
easier. Exactly. Yeah. Like everything, man. You get comfortable. Like experience. Like when I first started this, I was uncomfortable. I didn't know I was anxious and all that. But now it's like I said, like now I learned to just not care. Like so.
But
Easy.
during that time, in the process, you have more people that appreciate you and possibly come to you.
Absolutely. Yeah. People like to tie like people. Even if you like artists or their music, whatever. People like people, you know. So it's
Mhm.
like if someone gets to know you in real life, then they appreciate you more. It makes them want to check you out and support you more when they
Right.
know you personally and they
Exactly.
respect like what you stand on and all that.
Exactly. Exactly. And speaking of, can we get into another song of yours, Ricky Rack?
For sure, let's do it.
Okay. And what would you like to introduce to us?
We're gonna play Love Life for y'all because like we talking about right now, you gotta love yourself, you gotta love life. It's the journey.
Right. And we got so much love in here right now on WPPM-LP Philadelphia 106.5. You're listening to James Hatcher, Food for Thought. Enjoy the music.
Very rare lifestyle.
Yeah, I'm in love with life. Mixing the drugs, geeking up. Yeah, I'm pouring the walk in my Sprite. Yeah, I've been turning up, mama know what they getting. And we staying all night. I feel like I'm burning up, cause I took too much. I'm so high, gotta fight for my life. I think I'm in love with the drugs, I'm addicted now. But I know that they came with a price. Get the racks, I've been spending on fashion, I'm fly. I feel like I ain't the man, I take it that I like. I been get to the bands, but my pants. My pockets ain't busted so tight. I guess ain't no advance to my man. My gang get a slice of the pie. If I say that I mean it, I don't yeah, I be up in the sky, see it all. Yeah, I peeped it like it's a bird eye. I wanna take it half, I'ma take it whole. I'ma rock the show. Yeah, wearing all designer clothes, I might take it whole, I might take it slow. Yeah, yeah, I'm in love with life. I've been mixing the drugs, kicking up, put a walk in the Sprite. I've been turning up, mobbing out with the gang, and we stay out all night. Yeah, I've been burning up, cause I took too much. I'm so high, gotta fight for my life. I think I'm in love with the drugs, I'm addicted now, but I know that they want a price. They came with a price. Yeah, came with a price.
All right, we're back, and that was Love Life from yours truly, Ricky Rax. Okay, so when a music artist or producer is promoting music in the public arena, what is an effective way to ensure that each individuals that the music artist or producer interact will be interested in listening to their music after the music artist or producer departs from them?
Oh, so you mean like oh, so like an interaction, like how to make a lasting impact. Okay.
Exactly.
I feel like kind of goes back to what you were saying of just being genuine and being like being a good person and not trying to, even if you got some power or some, you know, social influence,
Hmm.
still being just a genuine person who wants to help other artists out will go a long way, because you never know, like if you're a big artist and you're talking down on somebody, you never know, they might be the next, I don't know, big artist. So
Right.
not only that, but just being genuine to people, and treating them just as a human, you know, that's gonna go a long way. And that's always
Okay.
gonna show people like, oh, he's a genuine guy. He's
Okay.
not, you know, super caught up in his own ego or whatever. Yeah.
Okay. What about you?
Yeah, just treat everyone the same.
Mhm.
Everybody like treat everyone the same, and like your character take you a long way. For people peep your character. Like, you know, like if you a good bull, like and you stand on your word and you make a good impression on someone because you're being real and treat them good, like and encourage people. Like that's what I like to do. I like to encourage people. So then when
Okay.
I leave, it's like, dang, like he was real.
Okay. So along with that, as far as like the promotion aspect of it, what can you have that you can give them tangibly that you can leave with them that they can remember you with? Like, would you pass out? Do you pass out CDs or would you pass out flyers? What would you do? Would you get on the bullhorn? Like, what can you do to help them to like make a to remember you after like an event or a performance?
I'll just be like, follow my Instagram, follow me on SoundCloud, like Apple Music, Spotify. This stay tapped in, so it might not even be tangible because
Okay.
we live in a day and age nowadays where everything's on the internet. So
Okay.
I'll just be like, just stay tapped in, give my social media and all that.
Okay.
I think, yeah, I mean, that's always just a good way to, stay in contact with people. But other ways, I mean, if you have a little bit more money to kind of put behind your music, I feel like a good way is just merch
Okay.
or just like little kind of gimmicky stuff, like, just like lighters that have your name.
So, do you think the image within the merch that would leave a lasting impression?
Yeah, because I mean, it just doubles as the fact of like someone has a concrete or not, but a tangible thing. And then
Hmm.
also it doubles in the fact of it's someone wearing your brand. So it's free advertising. So it's kind of a double play. But
Okay.
yeah,
So
I would
you got to
say,
make sure your brand is
Mhm.
appealing and not.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. All right. So, for those who would like to add your music to the music archives, and for those who would like to contact you for collaboration or to book you for your performance, how can they get with you? You said the Instagram. Can you give us like where the address where we can reach you and other avenues?
Yeah, on Instagram it's just RicyRax VRL RICKYRAX VRL. It's my brand, very rare lifestyle. Apple Music, Spotify, SoundCloud, all the platforms. RicyRax on everything. It's all one word. You can reach me on Instagram. If you go to my Instagram, I got my email attached. You guys can send beats. You can send me emails. I'll be checking it. I got a manager at the moment too, so you'll find all us on Instagram. You can reach out to my manager, Mac Machine.
Okay, Mac Machine.
Yeah.
Okay, so is he? Are you under a label right now, or?
No, I'm under my own label, man. Very
Okay.
Rare Lifestyle Records, VRL Records.
Okay, okay. So how you have a manager and you're independent at the same time? Did you go out
It's
looking
just
for a
my it's just
manager?
my homie, bro.
Okay.
Like I keep everyone around me is my close friends. Like this all super in house, tight knit. Like everyone I work with, everyone around me, bro, right here. Like we've been family for years and years. So everyone close to me, like these are my friends in real life. Like we don't do like this ain't for the money or none of that. It's like we gonna make it out the mud, bro.
I got you. I love that. Okay. And so how would they get in contact with you if they want to like listen to your music?
So you could follow me. I have it's ALCAHAL alcohol. All platforms. It's on YouTube, all major streaming, iTunes, Spotify. But yep, you can just DM me on Instagram. Then I also have a it's called ALC Productions, which is kind of like an offshoot production company I'm starting up.
Okay.
So if you go to it's just ALC Productions, I think. Yeah, if you just look up ALC Productions, it'll pop up. That's my production. So if you either way, if you DM me, email me, all my information. If you go on my alcohol, the Instagram page, just click my link tree. Email's right there.
Okay.
So
So
yeah.
is that for people that want to listen to your music, or is that for other people, or for inspiring artists that may want to work with you? Like, do you? Is that for that?
Yeah, so the ALC Productions is more like I've been trying to get more into kind of event management, and as I
Mhm.
was mentioning, like creator days, networking. So that's kind of more my business side, and then the alcohol is more my just like music personal one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I meant to ask y'all this a long time ago. How did you come up with the name Ricky Rax, and how did you come up with the name Alcohol?
It wasn't self-proclaimed, man. I've been getting money since a kid. Ricky
Okay.
Rax, you feel me?
Oh, okay. So how you spell it? Because I'm thinking like
I spell it RAX because it's like I don't, my old rap name it used to be like RICKYRACKKZ. It just didn't look good. I made it short and sweet, so it's easy to find my name when you search up in the algorithm and all that. Ricky Rax, but yeah, I've been getting money though.
So that's what that stands for, the Rax.
The Rax.
Get Rax.
Super. Yeah.
Okay, and what about you? How'd you come up with the name? Because I don't want anybody listening to get a misconception of
Yeah.
that name, Alcohol.
Yeah, so it's interesting. Yeah, so my name is Cahal, Cahal.
Cahal.
Yeah,
That's your real name?
that's my real name. And so a lot of times,
Wow. How? What background origin is that name?
It's
Like,
an Irish name. Yeah.
It's an Irish name.
Yeah, it's Irish.
Cahal.
Mm-hmm. They got
Okay.
weird. They have weird.
Did they
names.
tell? Did you, who named you that?
My dad and my mom kind of.
Did they tell you stories behind that?
Yeah.
That name.
Yeah, he was
Can
like.
you give us a little bit of it?
Yeah, so the name is originated with I don't know. I don't want to get like too into like the history, but basically
Vikings.
Basically, nah. So basically, it was a revolutionary in like because like Ireland had a war of independence, and he was one of like the top guys who like got killed in it. So that's where my name comes from.
What?
Yeah.
So as soon as you were born,
Yeah.
they already gave you. They named you a name after somebody that already had a death sentence.
Yeah. But yeah, in Ireland, it's like it's a strong name. But anyway,
it's a strong name.
Yeah.
So they know you. They knew you was gonna be bold.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's like a rebel name. So.
Oh, wow. So wow, that's crazy.
But yeah, so how I got the name Alcahal was I was like debating on what my producer name was gonna be.
Okay.
But a lot of times, like to tell people my name because like they don't. It's a little hard to pronounce. It's because it's Irish, it's always confusing. But what I would tell people is I'm like, oh, it's alcohol without the L. So it's like I'll just be like, oh, just as Cahal with just alcohol without the L. And then
That's true.
And then also on top of that,
oh man,
on Instagram, nobody took the name alcohol, so it's just one word, and I love that. I love just having one word, just
that
alcohol.
story. That story cool. Of the incorporating the Irishman.
Yeah.
And the war and
he
dying
with
your birth story. I think that is dramatic. Somebody would be an alcoholic.
Yeah, right. I know it's kind of the difficulty. I'm like, I don't want that to necessarily be my identity, but I think it's just kind of a funny, interesting name for now.
Yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful name, Cahal. It's very rare.
Yeah,
and everything like that. Okay, so so. I appreciate y'all coming and everything like that. So what do we have planned for the future for both of you guys, RicyRax?
I'm just gonna keep dropping. I got videos working right now, shooting all the time, working in the studio. I'm gonna drop my album soon, probably at the end of August. So by the time this is broadcasted, my album probably be out. Okay. All streaming platforms. So just keep an eye out for that. Just stay tapped into my Instagram. Like I said, RicyRax VRL. And I'm gonna just be dropping all summer long. We going up.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm working on trying to organize another kind of creator day event. So follow me on Instagram. Stay posted on that. I have an album already out. It's kind of like a collection of different Philly artists. It's called Copora Volume 1. All platforms. I'm working on making a Volume 2. So as we mentioned, when this aired, hopefully it'll be coming out or almost out. So I'm looking on putting that kind of in the fall.
Okay.
Then on top of that, just go to my YouTube. I have a visual album up there, so just go check that out. And
okay.
Just gonna keep working.
Okay. Before we close, I gotta hear another track from Mr. RicyRax. Do you mind doing in stage performance, a live performance?
Let's do it, man.
All right.
We hear WPPM 106.5 FM. Once in a lifetime, you're gonna see this, and we here live right now.
Exclusively.
Exclusive. Yeah. It took some. Yeah. It took some time just so I could feel like this. You might catch a vibe, but I know you're gonna switch. Yeah, she my measure, she do that. I don't want no kiss. She's a bad little thing, but she can't be my chick. Yeah. Now we out in New York. Smoke it like a Newport. Yeah, roll that boy up like some Zaza with some grabber. Do whatever I want, living life like I'm a rock star. I be in them places that you cannot get in. Y'all boys used to hate, now y'all wanna be my friend. We cannot relate, VRL into the end. I'ma keep being myself while y'all try to fit in. Boy, I put in all this freaking work. Yeah, she just wanna twerk it cause I'm up. Yeah, I got that syrup in my cup, it's in my gut. I just take any chick that I want. Evil girl, she ate my heart up like it's freaking Pro Tools. When I get in that mode, act like I don't know you. Let her do whatever she want, no, I won't control you. I'm the blueprint, watch me, and I'm gonna show you. Yeah, it took some time just so I could feel like this. You might catch a vibe, but I know you're gonna switch. Yeah, she my mission, she do that. I don't want no kiss. She's a bad little thing, but she can't be my chick. Yeah. Now we out in New York. Yeah, New York. Yeah, smoking 'em like a Newport. You know that, man. WPPM 106.5 FM radio. We here. You know what we do. RicyRax. Shout out Allison. Shout out James. Big VRL stuff going on, man. Very, very lifestyle. You know that.
All right, we just heard the grand finale, New York, from RicyRax, in the place to be. I would like to thank y'all for being here and really granting this appearance from you guys. I really appreciate y'all, and I'm sure the listeners and viewers appreciate y'all as well. Once again, my name is James Hatcher, Food for Thought for WPPM-LP 106.5. You can reach me on my Facebook at James Hatcher. Also, check out the previous episodes of Food for Thought on the James Hatcher YouTube channel. Also, Food for Thought, literary concept to theoretical reasoning that is influenced from this special radio special here. I would like to thank all the listeners, Allison Durham, for making this possible, radio program operating coordinator and manager of this program. Once again, until you reach your next destination, take care of yourselves.